Yeah, new intro. Uh-oh. And just so everyone knows, that is Andrea's original music and Jake's original animation. So a great collaboration. I love that.
It was not technically a collaboration because I
Oh.
made the song and then Jake just surprise dropped the video.
So it's like a folk art collaboration.
Yeah. But I made that song in 5 minutes. I did a series of 5 minute midis over the weekend, and that
Wow.
was one of the good ones. So
There were, how many did you do?
I did 10.
Wow. Okay. Impressive. So 50 minutes worth. That's an album in less than 1 hour.
Yeah, there you go.
Not all the tracks on an album are good.
That's,
So
well, it depends on what kind of albums you're listening to.
I don't know. There are very few where I'm like, they're all bangers. That's not true. That's not even true. Anyway. Yeah, so Sandy will not be joining us tonight. She's taking a night off. Totally cool. And Jake is still, look, watching the debate. Not only watching it, commenting on it.
Commentating, even.
Like, how? And I mean, okay, I watched a little. He does his thing. He's good at it. How does he bring himself to do
I
it?
think this is his first cycle of debates, isn't it? Like doing a podcast.
What do you mean? Oh, maybe.
Yeah, he's just excited. I get it. I get it.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe that's true. And then next time he'll be like, no.
Well, next time, we might not even have a fucking primary. Like, the Democrats are canceling their primaries. Republicans, like, their primary is a joke anyway. Like, we might not even have elections next time. So,
Right. Yeah, I mean, yikes. So I interviewed Pam Hemphill and we talked about that. And I wouldn't say I pushed back, but there were a couple of times where we didn't agree and we were able to see eye to eye.
in what capacity?
Well, I was trying to make the point, it was just a discussion, but I was trying to make the point that I always try and make, that it is true that aspects of government are crooked, crony capitalism, people are bought off.
Oh, I mean, that's not even just true. That's like a duh. Like, I
Yeah,
consider anyone who doesn't know that to have like a disability of some kind.
but that doesn't mean an election was stolen. And it doesn't mean that, like, how they say everything in extremes. Like, just, for example, oh, the FBI is 100% against this party or that party. I don't know. Like, you can't say things so definitively. But anyway, one thing came up that I've been hearing a lot lately. I've been seeing it in comments on YouTube and in chats and on, social media. People don't think that Project 2025 is Republican approved. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, they think the people behind it, it's like they're just saying Republican. But really it's just power grab by the richest institutions or corporations or people. You know what I mean? Like people will say flat out, "Oh, I don't think Republicans are a part of Project 2025," and I'm like, "They absolutely are." But people seem to think whoever's like initiating it, I guess, is nonpartisan in a very bad way. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Republican Party's just more willing to go along with the destruction of the country than the Democrats are. Like, I don't think that the people who want the Project 2025, I don't think that they necessarily care which party does it. They just know that the Republicans would be open to it and the Democrats probably not, because Democrats, like, they like the weird, like, wobbly, like, fake democracy bullshit we have, where Republicans, they don't give a shit. Like, they're willing to do whatever they want, whoever had the highest bidder wants, to accomplish nothing good for anybody. So
Yeah.
what kind of juice you got there? What is that?
It's vitamin water with caffeine.
Trying to stay up late?
I mean, it doesn't really help. But
Not
yeah,
supposed to drink caffeine 6 hours before bedtime, so you're gonna be up for a while.
yeah, no, that's right. I mean, I'll be going to bed around, I don't know, 2, 3. I don't have much going on tomorrow. I don't have to be up till like 8, 9 o'clock tomorrow.
So do you just operate on 4 hours of sleep on like a nightly schedule, or is that
Yeah,
just
but
Wednesday?
that's always, it's very rare I sleep more than 5 hours.
No wonder your hair is so gray so early.
I mean, it's not because of caffeine ingestion. There's just, tonight I'm doing 2 shows. I had a video this morning, so I had to be up for that. But,
You had to be up for a video?
yeah, I wanted to, when I premiere a video, I hang out in the chat. I know not everyone does that.
I mean, isn't that the benefit?
I'm not
You don't have to
naming
be there.
names, but not
You don't have to
everyone.
actually deal with it. Isn't that great? You're not there.
Jeez.
Sometimes I
I-
pop in and I jump scare everyone,
yeah.
But I go back and read it all afterward, and I shouldn't say that.
Why?
Well, because now they know.
Yeah, but I go back and read it.
Even after you've already been there in real time.
No, if I'm there in real time, I don't. That'd be,
Oh, okay.
I don't have time for that.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'll go back and rewatch, my own show just for the chat. Because I never go back and watch myself. That'd be weird. Did you ever do that?
I've done it a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
I will. You may not be surprised to hear that sometimes I watch my own show and am surprised at how funny I am.
Yeah. Okay. There was a time I go back and watch this a lot. I had this video bookmarked at one point. It was a Cinco de Mayo, 2022. Your show, and you were doing a test with the chat. Do you remember this?
No, tell me.
You were knocking on the desk and then waiting for the chat to say when they heard it, because you're trying to like test what the delay was. And you said, okay, when did you hear it? And I said, I heard it when you hit the desk. And you were like, what? No, hold on. And then you had like a laughing fit. And it's one of the most sincere bursts of laughter I've ever seen from anyone.
It sounds like a good show.
It was awesome. Well,
Why,
I mean,
for you, it's like that's the Cinco de Mayo show. Like, I don't know when that is. What is Cinco de Mayo? Like, is that like a fucking Subway sandwich? Like, what the fuck?
it's May 5th. Right? Cinco
I
is
think,
5. De Mayo is of May.
Isn't that like how they write it in the UK? I'm sorry, I'm American. I don't speak British English or
But-
whatever Cinco de Mayo is.
You know
I
what
don't
Cinco
know
de
what
Mayo
it is.
You know what Cinco de Mayo is.
No.
Cinco de Mayo is a yearly celebration held on, wait for it, May 5 to celebrate Mexico's victory over the Second French Empire at the Battle of Puebla in 1862.
I wasn't alive back then. Who cares?
Yeah, nobody was.
You ever think about that? Like, no one was alive. Like, did 1862 even really happen? Like, how do we know?
What
Where's
I
the
think
proof?
about, what I think about is there is a year we can go back to where it's like that was the last year that no one currently living was alive in. Do you see what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep.
What year is that? How
If
would
I
you
were to
even look it up?
guess, if I were to guess, it would be 1891. That's my guess.
I need somebody to look this up. Can you look it up?
No. I guessed. I can't look it up because then I could lie.
How would I type the Google search? Last year, no one currently living was alive in. Is that right?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know how to look it up.
Let's just say that I was right and it's 1891.
Okay, check this out. There's now this is from 2016. They said there's now only one person who was born in 1800s alive. What?
There's those like fucking old ass motherfucking blue zone motherfuckers that are like 120, 130 years old, you know? You ever hear about the blue zone motherfuckers?
No, what
like
is
those
blue
guys
zone?
that live in the mountains and like herd sheep all day when they're like 115, they're walking up and down the mountain.
Where?
In the blue zones.
Where's that? Canada?
You know, in like the fucking, you know, in like the Middle East, some areas in there, you know, you got like some like weird European pockets and like, you know, like way Eastern Europe and, you know, I think is Japan count like some of the more rural areas of Japan, you know, those weird areas where no one uses the internet and everyone seems happier for some reason.
Okay, now coming to the show. Your old pal Jake.
Oh man, the bright ass green. Oh god.
What's up, Jake?
Hello, good to see you guys.
How was the debate?
It was good. I'm trying to click save changes. Hold on.
So it really is the biggest loser, right? Because whoever lost
Well,
tonight,
Chris Christie dropped out, right? So it's not the biggest loser.
he wants to be Nikki Haley's running mate, right? Oh, good one.
Yeah, he dropped out like hours before the debate, and you know, it was interesting watching it just essentially, hello, Wanda, just get distilled down to what's left of the Republicans, the clown fascism and boring fascism.
I prefer
How have
donut
you guys?
fascism.
How are you?
I'm good. We played the new intro.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it's
Good
great.
song, Andrea.
It's so fun.
Yeah, I was saying before that I did 10 5-minute midis, so I had 5 minutes to create the whole thing,
Well, that's nuts.
and I made 10 of them, and that was one of the good ones.
Heck yes.
You really hold
I would
yourself
like
to the 5 minutes?
I think like the longest one was like 5:48. You know, you got to fill out the end section. You know, otherwise it just stops abruptly. But I have a timer and everything.
I'm a huge fan of MIDI music. It is a bucket list thing of mine to make a Pokemon fan game that includes the MIDI cover I heard of Fortunate Son.
Well, that's easily accomplished.
With RPG Maker MV, heck yeah, or MX.
Yeah, they got those
V8,
fucking
whatever.
essential packages that you can download
Yeah.
off of the forums, and then boom, it's easy mode. I made a
Yeah.
Pokemon ROM hack when I was like in middle school. I think it was like 13. maybe
That's
12.
significantly harder.
Well, yeah, back then we didn't have RPG Maker. Well, I mean we did, but it wasn't as easy.
Yeah, there wasn't that. decades of resources put into it yet.
We got it.
Yeah,
1909.
1909. I don't buy that shit. There's some motherfuckers in India where they have that disputed birth certification because they're so old, no one knows when they were born, and they fucking forgot.
Oh yeah.
Nah, 1909. Go fuck yourself. 1909. Anyone
wait.
born in 1909, go fuck yourself. Just die already. Like we don't need you.
Jesus.
We're trying to figure out when the last year was that no one currently living was alive in.
Whatever 114 minus 2024 is. So they might have been dead on actually.
Oh, you think 114?
Yeah.
No, wrong.
Want to Google who the oldest person on Earth is?
I don't believe Google. One, Google's a
Oh,
corporation.
that's how you look it up.
Two, again, the blue zone motherfuckers. These guys don't have birth certificates. They're climbing fucking mountains at like at 115. They're herding sheep up and down the goddamn steep ass mountain with their weird wrinkly legs. They don't need birth certificates. They were born when half these countries didn't even exist. Do you think they got accurate documentation? 114, that's fucking child's play.
I mean, I tell yous. They say it's 1907 according to this, and I
Oh.
think I trust the records of their birth at that time. But I understand.
It's
the
not that I don't
skepticism.
trust the records. It's just that I'm sure that there's older people. That's all.
That's fair. That's a fair point. There could be a hidden 118-year-old or whatever.
Look at that freeze frame. That is
Like, what are you drinking?
that
I don't
is
know.
apple
great.
Did I
juice?
ruin
What are you
it
in
by
fucking
looking it up? I
kindergarten?
think I did.
What is this?
That was
Yeah.
just like
Well, I'm just trying
it's like
to.
a billboard.
You got the green screen. You can paste anywhere.
I'm gonna make a
Well,
billboard. out of that.
it's a very wide. It's not apple juice for the record. It's piss, but it's just a very wide cup, and I'm terrified that I'm gonna spill it if I don't.
That's why I said it's like
Hold it.
kindergarten. Like you're using like the weird fucking cups that they give you. Like I thought. I don't even. Where did you get that? Like, okay, I have a list of questions.
No idea.
Where, why, how, and who? Please answer in reverse.
I got an answer for
chronological
all
order.
of them. No idea.
They just showed up.
Yeah,
Did a
I mean,
114-year-old just like
yeah.
stop by and give it to you.
young whippersnapper like that. No, it was their older sister.
So wait, Andrea, you think there's old people off the record, huh?
Absolutely. Think of all the war and fucked up shit that was going on like 100 years ago. Like a lot of these documents are burned, fucking destroyed in coups, governmental over fucking throws. Like, yeah, you know, India, for example, India's a great example because the British went in there and fucked everything up. You know, you don't know what's going on.
Look, I'll just tell you. I live sober life now. Just by choice. I didn't have a problem or anything. But if we went out drinking, you guys don't stand a chance.
Nah, that's not true.
We'd
Like,
be on
I'm
day
just saying
f-
that's not true at all.
We'd be on day 4 and you guys would be coming back for your 4th round.
That's not true.
And I'd still be on round 1.
That's not true at all.
I do.
What are we drinking?
Sometimes I drink. I'd be
Your
intrigued to
choice.
see which of us is able to abuse their innards best.
I was a notorious drinker in my town. Anybody
Yeah,
else?
well, do you still live in that
Anybody?
town? No, you
No,
don't.
but I only lived there till I was 23. So that's got to say something.
Yeah, it does. That
Right?
does.
Think about that. Think about the competition I had. It's a sailing town.
Yeah,
my
I'm
word,
just gonna go
yeah.
with like I'm a lot younger than you, and I
Doesn't
can
matter.
I can
Nope.
win. I'm just saying I can win. Whenever you decide sobriety has run its course.
We can
Give me a
drink,
ring?
smoke, do shrooms, whatever you want.
My
I've
liver
done lifetimes worth.
is like
all.
John McClane at the end of Die Hard. Just Holly looping it. Yeah.
That's great.
It's gonna get it done, but it's it's gonna look a mess.
That's great. Yeah, I don't drink now because it honestly, if like I need to like really indulge or I get a headache. If I have just one drink or one beer, it's like
Yeah.
instant gross. But if I have
Isn't
like
that
3 or
weird?
4 beers, I'm like, let's go. And I can just keep going and I feel fine. But if I have one, I feel like garbage.
Well,
I
that's because
I, I
you're like
gotta say,
you're still like conscious enough to realize that you're literally just poisoning yourself for like mild entertainment, and
yeah,
you're not poisoned enough to like enjoy it yet. You know,
exactly, exactly. For the record, this is a proper Michigander's drink. This is Werner's.
got that zero sugar.
Oh wow. 2 liter. Awesome. Oh, he froze when he had alcohol. That's see.
Hmm? I don't know.
He's having like billboard choppy billboard.
Honestly, half the things within arm's reach are here just to mess with you guys.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Fago?
Ooh, a woman after my own heart. Cherry. No, strawberry. It's like one of the only strawberry things I enjoy. But they made a strawberry Fago that was fantastic.
I like cotton candy personally.
Really intriguing. Okay.
I don't
Letterhack,
think
how about you? Have you ever partaken of one of the best sodas ever made?
it would have been like this is pretty old, right?
Fago?
Yeah. Like I would have
Kinda,
been a
yeah.
kid probably, right? Oh yeah, I'm looking at them. Oh yeah.
Big
Grape.
in the ICP community.
Give me that grape.
I don't know if we have any fellow juggalos here, but
Grape, baby.
yes,
one.
grape's fantastic.
Yeah, I've
Good
had that.
choice. Solid. One thing I like about Fago, it remains cheap.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a good thing.
Do you remember Little Huggies? It's like a clear plastic barrel with the aluminum peel off top.
Yes, I do.
Remember those?
Don't.
Oh God.
You could buy like a tray of 8 for like $1.
Oh man.
I found a place in my town that was selling them, and I tried one, and it was like drinking gasoline. It was grape. I was like, oh, grape Huggy, and I drank it, and I was like, oh my god. I was like, whoa, they give this to kids.
I'm
It's
looking
really
at these
bad.
now. This does look like terrible. It
The
looks like
shit
something
that
that'll
like
mess you up.
parents feed kids, honestly, I mean, I talk about this on my show all the time, but it drives me insane. Like people like you know, like this fucking conspiracy that kids are like immune to everything, like you can beat the shit out of them and they'll be fine, or like, you know, you can feed them poison and they'll be fine or whatever. Like I don't know, man. Like I had that shit when I was a kid and look at me now. Like fuck, you know, like it's done a lot of damage to me.
Yeah, I
Little
don't know.
Huggies look like the sort of thing you would drink in order to track like where cancer is in an X-ray.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Exactly. Or
It's that
what they
fucking
give
shiny X-ray fluid or whatever the fuck.
kids at summer camp in the 80s. Same thing. You know what I was
Have I told
remembering?
any Christian summer camp stories on the show yet?
No. What do you got?
All right, well,
You can't just, you gotta now tell us
Yeah,
one.
how
Come on
comfortable
now.
are you?
so
Go
I
ahead.
did 2 tours at Christian summer camp
2 tours.
when I was in middle school, and it was 2 summers, and well, needless to say, I'm not a Christian right now, so obviously this was a very pivotal experience for me. But my mother was never really you know, I was raised by a single mom, so she's not really religious, but like she had these like weird spurts where she's like, I got to teach my kid to love God, you know, like cuz she felt like she like I don't know, like there's some fucking psychosis that she was experiencing. So I went
No,
to
I get it.
Christian summer camp. And my favorite story, I'm just going to go out with my favorite story, was when I was stolen by the like head of the Christian summer camp, like the person in charge, and they did a lost child drill. Like I went in to use the bathroom. They had this like giant building, and then there's like the campground. and I went into the building to use the bathroom, and then she like gave me candy and said like come over here, and then like she put me in a closet in like the building, and they did like this like fire alarm like lost child drill, and I'm like in the closet for like hour maybe or so. It's not that bad. It's not like it's dark or anything. It's like a walk-in closet, but and I was small, so like everything's bigger. Um, and then like after no one found me, by the way, just for reference. Like the lost child
Oh
drill
boy.
was a failure. Like they had to like
Well, that's
act
not
like
good.
yeah, well that was the other thing. Like they
Doesn't
failed the
work.
drill. So like the fucking head honcho, like this bitch or whatever, with the red hair, like she eventually just said like, all right, come on out. Like they're not finding you. So eventually I found like my group or whatever, because like each the camp had like groups based on age or whatever. So then the group captain like like I got back to them, and then they yelled at me for like going along with it. So I got mixed messaging from authority there, like you know 1 minute I'm supposed to do what the person in charge says, the next minute I'm supposed to buck authority. I don't know what to believe. And so that's one of my favorite Christian summer camp stories. I got locked in a closet for an hour, and it was pretty scary.
Oh, wow. Okay, hold on. Do you know any of these people still?
I was gonna say I would
No.
love to talk with one of them as an adult. Like, did you think she was
Absolutely
dead?
not.
Were you like my buddies? I'm getting ready to mourn now.
Yeah,
There's
I mean,
so
I'm sure
many.
for them it was pretty scary, but
Oh yeah, and the other. I think the people who would be scariest for is the other adults who are apparently not informed that a drill was gonna happen. And what you definitely shouldn't do is go to kids and get them used to exchanging candy for going places alone with adults.
Yeah, it sounds
There's a
like
lot-
somebody's
there's a
psycho
lot wrong
idea.
with Christian summer camp. There was a lot wrong with
Yep.
it.
Yeah, we called it Bible camp. It was like a day camp. It was like
Yeah, we didn't
just
sleep over. It was
Yeah.
like, like it would
Okay,
be like
thank God.
school, but during the summer. So I would just be stuck there for like 12 hours or some fucking shit like prison. Oh, I have another
Well-
good story. So my first day at Christian summer camp, right? I don't know what this Jesus thing is. I never went to church. I don't know what the fuck's going on. So like I didn't know it was a Christian summer camp like at all until like so I get there and it's like outdoor time, like we're
You're like,
playing
"Oh, no."
soccer, we're just, doing jumping jacks, drinking lemonade. It's great. Then all of a sudden, it gets hot out, it's like, oh shit, okay, well let's go inside the auditorium. And then there's like a bunch of folding chairs and like a projector. And I'm thinking, oh, we're going to watch a movie. No, we did not watch a movie. Some fucker came out with a book and started reading a book about Jesus. And then like the projector was used for like these lyric videos for Jesus songs, right? And I'm confused, right? I'm bewildered. Songs like
Oh, I
like
thought you meant. Well, yeah, there's a part of the Bible where it's like Psalms, the book of Psalms.
yeah, I don't
They're
know what
like
that is.
lyrics.
But
Okay.
there were so they projected lyrics to like fucking like there was this one song that was like saying like Jesus is better than Yu-Gi-Oh, and I was like, I disagree. I did not agree with that. I thought that was not correct. And then some guy with the book came out and started reading like about like God or whatever. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was like, it hit me out of left field. Like I didn't really know what God and Jesus was. Like I mean, at this point, like I tried praying to God at one point, it didn't work. So I was like, I just thought it was a joke, like Santa Claus, right? And then like after like the fucking Bible lesson, whatever the fuck it is, we get put into like study groups, and like the group leader was like asking us what we learned about Jesus today, or like, and I didn't know how to answer that question. Like I didn't know, so I said like I learned that the devil is a bad guy, because that's the only thing I knew about the Bible, and I didn't listen to anything the guy was saying. I was still pissed off about the Yu-Gi-Oh comment. Right. And then I just remember like everyone in the room like stared at me with like this like shit evil grin, like that like I had like fucking murdered someone for like making a joke like about Jesus. And like from
That's the
that point
most
on, I was a devout
uncontroversial.
atheist. I was an
Yeah.
atheist, and I had never thought twice about it from that point on, because I was like, these guys are fucking weird. Holy shit.
For a Christian, stating that the devil is a bad guy should be about as controversial as saying like Jesus was related to Mary.
Well,
Like
that I don't necessarily agree with that. That's not.
Jesus was the son of God. Like for a Christian, that's basically one of the fundamental things you must believe. Like I don't know why were they giving you the stink eye? I don't get that aspect of it.
Well, because they perceived that I was making a joke, which I was, to be clear. And joking about the Bible is like evil or something, like, I don't know. But like, it was like the fellow kids were angrier at me than the adult in the room, right? And that one stuck with me. If like the kids are so heavily propagandized that like they're getting angry on behalf of some imagined like observer. Like the adult was just like, oh well, that's not appropriate. Here's like they didn't mind, whatever. Like maybe they thought it was a little silly, but the kids were angry at me, and then I got bullied like for the rest of the week.
Oh, F.
Yeah.
I saw a meme the other day that said, people always say Elon Musk is just like Satan, but I don't think he's anywhere near as evil as Elon Musk is.
One of my
You could
favorite
just
fun
put
facts
anyone
is
in
that
there.
Satan has killed less people than Yahweh. So
Oh,
let
wow.
that simmer for a moment.
I mean, that we know of. Maybe he's in a blue
Depends
zone
how you
and they
count
don't
it,
have any
yeah.
proper record
That's true.
keeping.
Oh my word.
Yeah,
Give me a little slice of what Letterhack Bible Day School was like. Your version of this. Did you enjoy it?
So my religion was very action oriented and socially conscious, and we did a lot of feeding the homeless and
Good egg.
all kinds of stuff like that, right? Like there was one guy who led the youth group and the youth oriented stuff. So whereas like Bible school was kind of like just like Sunday school, where they're just kind of going to go through the Bible and then we'll go outside and play and then we'll come back in and go through the Bible and then we'll make arts and crafts and it's religion oriented. It's just kind of like killing time.
Yeah.
It wasn't trying to make us religious because it was at the exact same church that we were already going to, same parish.
Yeah, it's daycare, basically.
Yeah, but then like in junior high, so like 7th grade all the way through high school, my parents were like, well, you don't have to go to Sunday school if you do the youth group. And the youth group was like every Sunday night. And it was awesome because like there was a junior high one that would start at like, I don't know, 6:30. And then there was like one after that for high school. And so when you get out of there, it's like 10 p.m. on a Sunday. And like my friends and I, we would all just like go catch a movie at the Dollar Theater, right? Or something like that.
Oh, because it's still summer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And like, and so that started very early on for me where it was like, this is how I got involved in the community. It was really cool. And the guy that led the whole thing was very much about like spacing the term now. It's what, when you're civil. I'm completely blanking on what they called it, but it was just basically being active in the community. You know what I mean? And like cleaning up, like we would go to, like there'd be like the elderly, where there was a woman who specifically like never left her house. She was like a shut-in. And we would just like clean up her yard like once a month, And
That's very sweet.
One time I found out, because we did this for so long that by the time we got to high school, I realized her driveway had all these cards in it. And I was like, what the hell is this? And then I realized somebody had structured her driveway to be like, parking, designated parking spaces for these cars. And I
Oh,
was like, what
okay.
is this? And I realized the United States Naval Academy was like in walking distance.
Hmm.
And in the first year, definitely the first year, maybe the first 2 years, you're not allowed to own a car and park it on the academy because they don't have space. So you have to be like an upperclassman. And so
Mm.
these people, somebody was renting out her driveway to freshmen, midshipmen, so that they could park there.
Giving
And
her the money?
No, it was like her son, but I busted him.
Well, if it's her son, I don't know, but
No, but so because I knew
if she
him,
was getting the money, that's a good little operation.
but I knew
That's
that
a
guy.
shame.
Yeah, I knew him, and I was talking to him, and he was not, or she was not. But anyway,
That's a bummer.
yeah. But anyway, it was fun. We did a lot of cool stuff. We would, because this was Annapolis, and we would go to like Baltimore City.
It sounds
And
like it.
we
Yeah.
would spend a couple hours making sandwiches in the morning, and then go to Baltimore and like visit like beneath an underpass where homeless encampments were. And
On
we
its
would- it was
face,
cool.
that sounds like it would be like the broad concept. If you did believe in the religion, that sounds like it would be immensely fun.
So that's what I was going to say. It had nothing to do with religion. I mean, maybe we would say a prayer before and after, like as a group, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
we were just doing it because it was the right thing to do, and it was keeping us from doing. And I still got into a lot of trouble and bad stuff, but
We
I
know.
mean, we've talked about that. But like, it's kind of cool because you were doing it without this overbearing like, and don't forget Jesus.
That's the thing. Like well, I mean, just to be clear, my bias is not a fan of the whole thing. But like, I feel like people that like use religion to like do charity, I feel like that to me, I feel like it's scummy because it makes religion like get washed in the laundry machine when it comes to its reputation. Like, oh yeah, we do this charity work. But really, they're only doing it like one, they usually get a bunch of kids to do it that they don't pay, right? And then they take credit for the kids' actions, right? So they steal money from the community in the form of donations, right? They just like, make excuses. Oh, Jesus needs your money or whatever, tax free. And then they get these like employees that they pay $0 for to go do a bunch of shit to launder their reputation so that they don't have to fucking deal with any sort of negative criticism because their response is just like, oh, but the charity. I don't know, man. Like, just rubs me the wrong way.
I think a lot of youth Christian programs get a bad rep because parents, exactly like yours, with the best of intentions, force their children to do it with the hopes that they'll develop a taste for religion. And it's like signing your kid up for soccer if they hate soccer. My equivalent of that was various sports. I get it. I get the feeling, and I agree with you generally about the laundering of a reputation through relatively inexpensive means. But I will say, if you were a little kid that genuinely believed that stuff, how much fun would it be to get together with your buddies on a summer and go explore the universe, literally explore the universe, and go around doing good? It's a little adventure.
I
No.
mean, I'm all in favor of that. I just think it's weird that people need this like bizarre God thing in order to do it.
Yeah,
Like,
I think we should have a secular version for sure. I'm sure there is.
Regular camp was awesome
That's
because
it.
it's all
regular
the fun
camp.
parts of Christian camp without any of that Jesus bull fucking
Like-
shit.
canoeing, just archery, being in the
Oh, yeah.
woods. It was like, I'm gonna be here for
say
2
this.
weeks. I can have a girlfriend for 2 weeks and then just go back home. This is awesome.
I say this as a devout introvert. It sounds lovely for other kids, like a kid that could get a girlfriend within that 2 weeks. It would be pure misery just being around other people. It could be massage camp, nothing but shiatsu massages. People just doing that to your back all day. I'd still be miserable.
It was just
I
you don't
I
know
was
any of
always
them.
miserable in all of those experiences for that very reason. Like I hate
Yes.
people. I don't want to be around people, especially Christians. Fucking goddamn.
Jeez.
Like if I'm going to be around anyone, please, for the love of God, don't let it be Christians, you know?
I liked
like 'em.
you would get to
Always good.
camp and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna be friends with this kid," right? And it was like, "Okay, he has a comic book. Like we're gonna be pals, right?" And it was just kind of like, I guess I'm a very social person, like I always have been. So it's real easy for me to be like, "This will be fun, but temporary." So
Yeah.
no strings, I guess, like I'm going to be able to get out of here without any real obligation. And I would do that. We did a thing called the High School Leadership Institute. It's called HiLi for short.
Oh, that's
And
asking for problems, but okay.
well, it was another one of these things that was like through the church, but it was like you had to be chosen to go, right? And then when you were there, is very serious. It was like speech writing, public speaking, how to conduct a meeting, how to be in a meeting, who was taking the notes, right? It was like
That sounds very useful.
it was so good, dude. And
Shouldn't they
some
teach
people
you that in school?
I know some people cracked on the first night and they would call their parents and be like, "Get me the fuck out of here." Because they would have a meeting. They would have a meeting and you're like, "Oh, this will be fun. We're all Christian. This will be good. Everyone's having fun." And they'd be like, "I'm sorry, who's talking? You can leave." And it was like, "What?" And they were just trying to be like, "Look, this is not how you're going to conduct yourself in the professional world. And we're going to teach you how to be leaders." You know what I mean? And so they would kind of like shock you into it a little bit.
I get
But-
it, but chill.
But I was like, okay, well, we also like watched The Breakfast Club one night. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And like,
okay.
so it was very chill. There was a lot of like, we'd have parties, but it was like, who's going to organize the party? Right?
Oh, that's lovely.
See what I'm saying? And like,
yeah.
and like, I really screwed up because they were like, you have to write a speech and give it. And I was like, that is not my thing. Now, no problem. And they said, and you have to read like you have to read something like, and you
Yeah.
have to do it in a way that sounds like really cool. So like they gave me a monologue from Hamlet and it's, to be or not to be, right? So I had to do that. And I just read it straight and they were like, "Man, that was awful. Like, what are you doing?"
Wait, no, you just read it
I didn't understand the lesson.
just
I didn't
read
understand.
it like it's a fucking like it's a news article.
I
like, you
just sucked
read
at
the
A little
words.
bit brutal, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I sucked at it, and they were like, "You don't have to be an actor, but you have to do better than that." And so
Ooh.
then, like, I finally got it down, and the way I did it was I acted sad, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just get up there and be sad because that looks like deep," and I was like, "To be or not to be," And I was just like acted like I was like, "To suffer the outrageous slings and arrows." I just did it like, I just acted
You gotta
sad, and they were
sound,
like,
exasperated just to be
Yeah.
alive.
they're like, "That's pretty good." But then I had to write a speech, and I was screwed there because I was just really bad at like writing and everything. I didn't know what to do, and there was like a cutoff where you weren't allowed to be up. See, I'm the kind of guy who's like, okay, well, I can get everything done as long as I can stay up all night. And I've always been that kind of guy. And they were like, nope, everyone, you can't do. And they would come around your room, make sure nobody was up after like lights out, right? And so
That's
what
garbage.
I did was I stayed up all night anyway in my bed because I was a cigarette smoker, so I just had a lighter, and I would like by moonlight or Bic lighter or a Zippo lighter, I would write this speech. And the way I did it was I just bullshitted.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to lie my way through this whole thing. And the speech was supposed to be, and I guess it wasn't really a speech. It was just like public speaking, but it was like a testimonial. And you had to write about something that had happened to you and was meaningful. And there was all this stuff. And I remember I just lied my way through the whole thing. And I just made it up. None of it was true. I wrote a piece of fiction. And when I read it, I was like, they are at least going to say, now I still say this to this day. I go, I might not be the best writer, but I'm a pretty good storyteller. And so I was like, they are at least going to appreciate the story, whether I do it right or not. And I got out of there. I was one of the top guys.
Heck yeah, man.
So you learn the valuable lesson of lying, misrepresenting yourself, lying, making a fool of others,
It's called
disrespecting
marketing. but
authority, staying
called-
up all night past your bedtime.
It's called self-promotion.
Shenanigans, chicanery.
There you go.
Yeah, and then we hiked 9 miles one day, which was really brutal. And I'm
insane.
like, I could run
That's-
9 miles right now if you wanted me to. But yeah,
F off.
it was
No way.
we all had to hike 9 miles down the highway, like to this campground. And then when we got there, it was like 3 days of epic camping and swimming in a river and like playing guitar and singing around a fire. It was so fun. It was so fun. It was one of those things where people kept in touch afterward. And so this is why I
Oh.
brought it up, because I was like, oh, I was hoping we wouldn't keep in touch, because I like those like isolated friendships where I don't have to follow up.
Jesus.
Such an
You get a
asshole.
fucking phone call. Hey, it's fucking Timmy from whatever. Who?
Ugh.
Sorry, wrong number.
They had reunions for that for a 2
Like
week
30
thing.
year out. Like,
No, well, years, yeah. Every year they'd get together again. It's cool. You bond. You have to bond in those situations because you're working, you're project managing, you're doing stuff on your own. It was like somebody was always in charge of breakfast for like everybody. There's like 100 people there. It's a big deal.
My big my version of that, I guess, was something called Odyssey of the Mind back
Oh,
in
sure.
the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it was like what's that British light comedy show, Taskmaster. It was similar to that. If you're wondering what it is in the audience, long form Taskmaster was basically it. A lot of fun. But my poor sister did it with me, and she always got effed over. She was a ballerina, and so we often just kind of phoned it in and relied on the fact that one of us knew ballet. And she wound up having to do that a lot. And one time when things were crucial and it was time to do the thing, the music like player just wouldn't turn on. And so this poor girl in front of a gymnasium, like a college gym. It was like a huge. I guess they'd call it like an auditorium, but in front of that, full of human beings looking at this little kid. No music. She's just like this way and then this way. And you really have to imagine it with the, well, you get it. To this day, I feel terrible. But as her older brother, when the music wouldn't play, I will never forget, like, hey, get out there.
God. Jesus Christ.
I'm not losing my points. We're getting the participation points.
Fuck. It's like a
Sorry, this is
horror
going to scar
movie.
you. Say hi to your therapist in 20 years. Get the fuck out there.
Damn.
Is it like awkward enough like you can hear the squeaks on the
Yes.
stage?
Yeah, it was brutal. It was
Fuck.
brutal, and it was
Oh, no.
long. It was the focus of the performance. It
Oh,
was
Jesus.
real hard to watch.
Like no one did like an a cappella music.
No, that
number,
would have been
just-
helpful. We probably should have. It would have been an adorable scene. Instead, my brother and I just tossed our sister to the wolves. That's what happens
sucks.
with siblings.
We used to have to put on plays. We called it skits. Everyone would
I
do a
love it.
skit. And there was always like a theme. And sometimes it was like you can pick from a list of Bible quotes.
Sure.
And anyone who was on my team for that was always like, okay, Matt, what should we do? Because I could make people laugh really easily. And like if it was, let's just say this is like the 80s, okay? So if it was like anti-sexism or a feminist thing and somebody had to be chauvinistic, I would be that guy.
Sure.
And because that I can make that really funny, right? In like
Yeah,
a bad
it's fun
you
to
know,
play the heel. Yeah.
yeah. And so those were great. Like skit night was fun because you'd work on them all week, and then it would be, and sometimes we would do like retreats, like a weekend retreat. Sometimes we would do like 4-day retreats where we just 20 to 60 kids would go to a campground, and we would have meetings where we'd really have like, we'd talk about the Bible and stuff like that, and then you would break into study groups and whatever. And so it was okay. It was mature. But like also then it was fun, and you would have to do like team building stuff. And they were really preparing us for the world. But I just wish it hadn't been religious. Because I think that doesn't work. I don't agree with, I mean, whatever. I don't agree with
It's got to be a
religion, but
useful
it doesn't work for
background
me.
to have, though.
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, it didn't
like,
ruin me.
we need to create institutions and things like that don't indoctrinate kids into like some crazy ass cult where they become like antisocial freaks later in life,
Yeah, no more baptizing before you know what baptism is stuff. Yeah, completely.
Like, okay, so like what is a baptism? Like you just drown the baby like just enough to not cause permanent brain damage? Like what the fuck?
I mean, in terms of physical stuff, it's fine. It's safe. As safe as anything is with a baby involved. But like
The adult
it
version
depends
is
on the
crazy.
religion. But for most, it's like you're making a pact with God. You should be aware that you're doing that.
A pact with
Yeah.
God
So-
by drowning.
That's why in the Catholic Church they have confirmation. So it's like they say, "Oh, okay, so we baptize you like on your behalf. Now you have to acknowledge it." And so you
Yeah.
go through your confirmation. I remember thinking like, "But wait, doesn't that mean I should have a choice in this?" And I didn't. It was like, I'm in 9th grade. You're still telling me what to do, right? And then
I just-
my uncle told me, "Well, you'll get to an age where you can just walk away." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I got you."
You just gotta fucking survive.
Yeah. But
Andrea, are you imagining Matt surrounded by just like Irish people for all of this? Like, I know it's in America, but I'm just imagining like, you'll get your confirmation done, and I won't hear about it again.
it wasn't. It was like that, but
Fucking
in a
accent.
positive way. They were like, "Oh, it's coming up. It's a big deal. You're gonna buy a suit." And I was like, "Sure, I'll buy a suit."
Hell yeah. Look like
I'll wear a
James Bond
tie.
for a day? Absolutely.
Wait,
Yeah.
so they made you buy the suit?
No,
Okay.
no. It was just like, you're at the age now where you're gonna need a tie and a jacket for stuff.
And they got it for you?
My family. Yeah, so confirmation is a thing where all the boys are wearing, ties, and then all the girls were wearing like white. And to me, it felt like the kid version of how you would dress for a wedding. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and there
I
were
see
like
that.
some people had boutonnieres, and you would get like your cross lapel pin or whatever. It was weird. Yeah, it was like baptism, first
Wow.
confession, or no, baptism, first communion, first confession.
What did you
Like,
confess?
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I remember.
All right.
And then it was like confirmation, and then basically you graduate high school and you're like, I'm not doing any of this shit anymore. So my first confession,
Lied during the speech.
I lied during my first confession.
Oh, what?
Yeah. I was way
Oh,
too smart
oh.
for what am I gonna do? Get in there and like tell you some shit I already got away with? no, I'm not going to incriminate I already got away with it. Like, I don't even know who I'm telling this to. You gotta be
God.
kidding me. Okay, well then I can just go talk to God.
All right.
And guess what? Apparently he already knows what's up, right?
That's true. There's no need to confess at that point.
So
All
I'm
right.
looking at it on
It
all
sounds
these
like
levels.
you're just the middleman here. Like,
This is just a man-made thing where they want you to.
You just go to the
not-
priest. What is it you do here?
Yeah, I'm like, who's in there? No, so I said, I went in there and said, it's the most basic thing in the world. It wasn't even like super creative, and they just bought it. And when I left, I was like, oh, okay, he's just trying to get through. Whoever the priest is, he's just trying to get through his day here. And they
You did
had
kid
like
stuff. It's fine. I got to go talk to a guy that just cheated on his wife with her sister. So
I
that's
said I got caught lying to my mom. I said my mom caught me in a lie and told me I had to do a Hail Mary, and I didn't. And he said, okay, so here's what I want you to do. Say 12 Hail Marys and a
12?
couple of,
What the
and like
fuck?
one of them was an extra for the one that I didn't do that I said I would. And so I was like,
13 Hail Marys and you'll like it.
yeah. So I was like, let me get this straight. You want me
Oh,
to tell you, you want me to confess something, and then you're going to give me some prayers to say. So why don't I just go in here and tell you I got caught lying, which is kind of like I'm not confessing anything there, right? I've already been caught.
Hmm.
And I'm sure I did get caught lying a lot as a kid. We all do. But then like the lie I said to the priest was that I didn't do my penance. I didn't do the Hail Mary my mom told me to do, which my mom would never say, go say a Hail
I have a
Hail
question.
Mary.
And
Yeah.
this is gonna sound like, but what the fuck is a Hail Mary? Like, I know
a
the
prayer.
metaphorical, like, Hail Mary, like, this
The
your
football play.
last chance or whatever, and you're trying to, but what is it? What is that? Like, is it like this thing?
Just it's one of their standard. No, that's
Is
the
it Hail Mary, full of grace, hallowed be thy name? Let me check this out.
Is it a
Hail
prayer?
Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou among sinners, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Yeah,
The
yeah.
fruit
On and
of
on and
what
on.
now? Wait, what? What? And they had kids saying this shit? What?
Everybody says it, yeah. And there are times of year where you're just supposed to say it over and over and over and over.
That is like borderline, like, well,
There's
let's just,
that.
it's grooming is what it is. That's
Then
some weird
there's-
fucked up shit, man.
then
Why
there's
are we
the
talking
Lord's-
about some ancient whore's womb, like, to kids? Like, Jesus.
And then, well, yeah, because
It's
You know,
Mary.
you're always
She's-
like,
If that is her
Mom.
real name.
Immaculate Conception, huh? It only happened once? Okay. But like, then there's the Lord's Prayer, which they call the Our Father. All this
Oh,
stuff
God, yeah.
felt relatively harmless, but here's my thing. Going to church as a Catholic, once you go through a full year of it, you realize, oh, they're just going to start over. It's like every year was the same. And I was like, why are we repeating? We went through this last year. And it's like,
Yeah.
now I'm on year 6.
Can we get a new
the
chapter already? Like, how long have we been waiting? Like, fucking 2,000 years? Like, when's the next one coming out? Come on, brother.
Oh, sweet. The trailer just dropped for Revelations. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, Jesus.
Well, but and that's the other thing is like they didn't explore the whole Bible, It was like cherry picking.
First
So
of
they-
all,
yeah,
yes,
so they
and it's
only do, like,
fascinating.
1 year.
Frustrating.
But, like, they don't even get all the content.
Yeah.
I just realized with the Dead Sea Scrolls, there really is new content drops.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm a huge fan of the Dead Sea Scrolls just because, like, just Dead Sea Scrolls. Like, that's cool as fuck. I don't give a shit if it's religious. I don't care, man. Like, I'm going after these Dead Sea Scrolls. Like, the Dead Sea? Like, holy fuck. And there's scrolls in there? Like, holy shit. In
Yeah.
the sea? Like, how did they
It's
not
cool that
disintegrate, man? Like, what the fuck?
scrolls are an actual relevant thing. Rad. That
That's
is
some
cool.
good ass shit.
I liked it was very easy for me to understand. And so when it came to not like being tested or quizzed, but when it came to like discussions about it, I was able to raise my hand and have an opinion and say, "Oh, this is what happened." And I was able to use that throughout my life. Like there was a priest visiting from Brazil one time, and my mother and grandmother taught Sunday school at the time, and they introduced me to him, and I was out of high school at this point. And he was like, "I didn't see you in church this morning." I said, "That must be why I didn't see you at the bar last night," right? He was like, "Okay, good one." And and I said, "Besides, there's three of us here now, and the Bible says you only need, three or more people to worship. Here we go." And he was like, "Oh, that's a good point." And I was like, "We're doing it now." And he was like, "Yeah, we are." And I was like, "Because that's what the Bible says, buddy." Right? And
You
so,
said buddy?
Sassy little kid.
no, I didn't say it. No, no, that's how I'm saying it now. I did not call him buddy. He was cool though. But like, and then I changed the subject to like soccer, which was easy enough because he's from Brazil, and I'm like, I know you like soccer. So anyway,
And you called it soccer?
well, I think the World Cup was going on at the time, but yeah. So I was able. I've always kind of been able to do that, but no, I do not still go to Catholic church, Michael Lee. Nope.
Were you,
Unless it's a wedding. But
It sounds like your religious views were always pretty loosey goosey, not unserious, just like
yeah,
not established by others.
I was just playing along, really.
Mm.
There's a lot of good morals being taught. It wasn't overbearing. They weren't telling us to whip ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like rigid, regimented. It was always very cool, very laid back. My mom was a soloist and for funerals and weddings and stuff like that. So that was like her ministry was music.
Yeah. That's
Nothing
cool,
wrong
dude.
with that, right? Totally
Yeah.
cool. But anyway, yeah, it was not the kind, like, of course I was like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore, you know? But I was like that about like everything, like work, school. I didn't even do any of that shit. I was like, I'll be fine on my own. I don't need this stuff. But anyway, it wasn't the end of the world. I don't do it anymore though. Hell no. Ooh, I wouldn't even go back. Like I can see now. How do you guys feel? Is there a point in your life you could see yourself being like, oh, I need religion?
I don't know if you want to ask me that question. I might offend people in the chat room.
Well, yes or no. I mean,
I feel like if there's ever a point where I would need religion in my life, I will have already shot myself by then.
wow. Okay. Have you seen the Society of Snow? Is that what it's called?
Don't know what that is.
It's about the I forget where they were. It's the rugby team that crashed in the mountains. Their plane crashed in the mountains in the 70s. Yeah. There's a lot of
I
questions
read
there.
their account.
I gotta look into that.
Yeah.
That sounds cool. Like they
There's a-
survived the plane crash?
Some of them.
Mm.
The survivors were rescued, but the things they did to survive over, I don't know, 70 some days, maybe something like that, and some of those days buried, like in an avalanche. But
Donner
The-
party of 7.
well, the thing, I've never heard it done that way. But the things they had to do to survive, when you're watching the movie, you can't help but go, "Would I do that?"
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So it's
I
a
don't know.
movie?
It's on Netflix right now. They made a movie about it back in the 90s.
So there's two movies?
Yeah, I think this one was a little better though, because it wasn't as like they did stuff in the first movie I thought was kind of like corny in hindsight. This
We
one
didn't
was
make
more
good
tasteful.
movies in the 90s. It was not a good time for movies.
I
Um,
disagree.
were
We
some-
got some
there were
bangers
some.
in the 90s.
All right, hit me.
There was what year?
Hold on, let
There's
me make
one
sure that
year.
this is in the 90s.
There's 1 year of the 90s where you're like, holy shit, all those movies came out that year.
It
What
was
mo-
not in the 90s, so I take it back.
So I think True Romance was a good movie.
That was a good movie.
Reservoir Dogs.
Shit.
These are all
and
like
Pulp Fiction.
these
two of
are
my
like all
favorites.
Tarantino stuff though.
The Matrix, Jackie Brown. Matt,
What
why you say
was-
they didn't make good movies in the 90s? They made great movies in the 90s.
Yeah, what the
Ridiculous.
fuck, Matt? If that is
but
your real name.
What was that? Hold on. There's 1 year where you're just like, I can't. Seven, Casino, Goodfellas.
Ooh.
1990 is not part of the 90s, so
Die Hard.
yeah, you heard me.
Die
right.
Hard? Oh, 94.
I like Tombstone.
No, 89. Die Hard
Oh,
was.
89. Right.
Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
Ooh. I have to look this up now. When did Die Hard come out? 1988. I wasn't right in any of my myriad guesses. In answer to your earlier question, by the way, belief for me is not a matter of choice. I don't believe, but I have no choice in the matter. I wanted to answer that because there is specifically one person who would be curious to know. Now you know.
All right, the
Last-
chat says the 1990 is part of the 90s, and that's wrong. There was
is.
no, there was no fucking year zero. There
They
is none.
would have. They
It's-
would have
it's
made
the
that
10th
movie.
year of the 1980s.
But they would have
1990.
made that movie in the 80s if it came out in 1990 anyway. So I don't really think that counts.
Exactly.
Nobody
1990
made-
is the 10th year of the 1980s.
So there's a philosophical thing here because you're not wrong. But the question is, do we continue doing things ass backwards or just say that the first decade only had 9 years?
I say we skip
'Cause
out a
2000
year
can't be part of
somewhere
it.
in like the 12th century. You know, somewhere in there we
Hmm.
could probably just say, 1153. Don't need it. I don't know about
So
that
we
one.
do take out a year somewhere. It's just not right at the beginning. We pick a year we didn't care for. I like that.
I'm
the
open to
most.
that if we want to go through the books and find a year that's not so good. I'm open to it.
I love this.
What about Last of the Mohicans? Do you guys like that movie?
I haven't seen
I don't
it.
remember it. I saw it like once 30
Where
years
he's like, stay alive. No matter what occurs, I will find you. Remember? And I just remember people being like, that was powerful. And then I went back and watched it like fairly recent, in the last 8 years, and I was like,
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis as a Native American, not full Native American, but I wasn't really buying it.
Yeah.
Terminator 2, somebody said that's
Oh,
pretty-
rad.
All right, what's better, Terminator or Terminator 2?
the first one. What are you kidding me?
There you go.
That's
Exactly.
a legend movie. Those Nikes
first
he
one is
wore
so
in that
good.
movie. We all wanted
You
those
know-
Nikes. Oh my god.
I gotta say, as much as I love the original, there is
Just
something
cut it now.
that scratches a special itch when you start with a horror movie and you make the sequel an action movie. Evil Dead does this, Alien does this, and Terminator does it. If you're asking me what I would sit down and enjoy watching the most, not what's the best movie, but what would I enjoy the most? Terminator 2, baby.
See, Terminator 1 has a much better soundtrack. And so that adds to the rewatchability because you got those
Dun, dun,
synths
dun,
like
dun, dun.
blaring into your ears as like fucking Arnold's waving his dick around and like killing some fuckers, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
I do
Rad.
think we can agree everything that came after the second movie though, not so great,
True.
right? Although the one
Yeah.
with Christian Bale, I really like that. I was looking forward to seeing what they were going to do with the trilogy they had planned, but everyone
That's
hated
the
it
last
so
one
much.
I saw. I haven't seen any after Christian Bale, so
I just realized true fact, in film school, or in the, not even film school, it was digital media arts, whatever, Specs Howard. One of my projects was a re-edit of a scene from Terminator. I wish so badly I had it here to show you. It's called Poor Arnie, and it was wonderful.
Oh, my wife just gifted me the Rocky film box set. Pretty good. I love
I
it.
mean, you're gonna need that on physical media for the apocalypse. You know, like once we can't stream movies anymore, Rocky's gonna be. It has to be one of the ones you can bring to the next world.
I love how you put that. Do you guys not do DVDs? I do. I love
I
them.
do. I try to have everything I like on physical media.
Jake?
I don't know. Like in principle, I'm with you guys. I like the idea of having physical media and true ownership. It's so freaking inconvenient.
Is it?
Yeah, yeah. I don't like it taking up space. Ah, then there's something just satisfying about that, right?
I love a good VHS.
I do think it would be fun to be able to have a service where you can just print anything you make on any format you want. Like you call the place and say, "Give me 5,000 VHS copies of this file." That would be amazing. The trilogy. Fantastic.
Yeah, VHS.
VHS is super satisfying. Wait, what
Two
is that?
per.
Oh, yeah.
That's a big deal. I have Akira, Star Wars.
I gotta get a VCR. I haven't used a VCR since I was a kid.
Bear in mind you're talking to somebody who recently moved, and having as few physical possessions as I possibly can is very important to me because I
Okay,
know I'm going to move again soon.
When I move, I purge. You have to look at everything as trash, donate, storage, or move. Right? Like, and storage is not practical financially, right? So if you don't have storage space where you're
It's
moving,
just delayed moving.
Yeah. So, and then after the last time I moved, I went back through everything and did it again when I was unpacking it. I said, okay, some of this stuff we weren't fully decided on, and I want to make the call now. Do we toss it, donate it, store it, or unpack it? Now, I donated a lot of stuff.
I bring everything. I would not, anything I don't bring, it's either accidental or something outside of my control. I'm a hoarder. I hoard. Give me everything. If you're going to donate it.
Yes, it was. Oh. I don't think it's RIP. I think it's the VHS is I don't know why it would stick around. I hope it sticks around. I hope people do the same thing with VHS that they did with record players.
I need a
buying them
VCR.
as a novelty.
Yeah, I don't have VCR. But I've bought all the stuff I have on VHS on DVD. And then I bought it again on like 4K. If it was not everything, but if it was like Godfather, Star Wars, like I'll upgrade.
Yeah.
I have my copy of Akira on DVD. Have you guys seen Akira?
I have,
Yes.
Okay, so the DVD I have has a sound quality that's not even discernible by the human ear.
What's the point then?
Well, they were like, it's going to be as good as possible.
Okay, fair enough.
And that they have like the drums in the soundtrack for that, where it's like, I mean, it's great. If you have a good sound system, you can just crank it up. You could feel it. It's amazing.
That does
That sounds
sound
great.
amazing. Guys, I know I was late to the party, but I think my face is going to fall off.
Did you
so
invest
dry
in that
here.
product I told you about?
I forgot what it was called.
Yes, too.
I got jock itch cream
No,
that I've been putting
dude,
on my face.
not that. No, not that. It's not a fungus.
What?
Stop doing that. It's called Yes To, and this is you saying yes to cucumber, yes to tomato, right? If
I'm
it's good
writing it
enough
down
for
now,
you to
'cause
eat,
I'm in
it's
hell.
probably good enough for you to put on the outside of your body, right? And this stuff, it's the cucumber one, and it just calms everything. It creates balance. That's what you need is balance. You don't want to go too far in
Okay.
either direction. You don't want to go from overly dry to overly moisturized. You got to find balance.
You ever
and
think
this stuff
about
does
how
that.
they put like chemicals in lotion and moisturizer that actually
No.
dries your skin out, that makes you
Yeah.
buy more lotion and moisturizer so that you get stuck in an eternal death loop of buying all this fucking useless ass chemical garbage, and then your body forgets how to actually naturally moisturize itself, and then you're fucking 70 and you're wrinkly and you're fucking gonna die early because your fucking skin is melting away because you fucking... Does anyone ever think about this?
They put
No,
vitamin
I thought of
E.
none of this until this year.
Don't they
Oh,
put
really?
vitamin E in shampoo, and vitamin E like makes your hair grow? Why do they put it in shampoo? Why are they trying to get you to grow your hair? Is it part of the barber
Future
industrial
sales.
complex?
You rat
'Cause-
bastard.
Barbers are always recommending product.
That's a scam anyway. I haven't cut my hair in going on 10 years now. 9 years. I haven't gotten a haircut in 9 years. Look at this shit.
We have the absolute opposite ends of the spectrum. Decent, civilized haircut, a filthy hippie, and a person that's done the sheep shearing.
Low maintenance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Shampoo's
Just-
a fucking scam anyway.
Yeah. Conditioner, no problem. Shampoo, I don't know.
Now, conditioner is a secondary scam.
I got my 3-in-1s.
Well, that's an even worse
Just
scam.
making that up. I don't know.
Oh man,
I don't
3 in
know.
1. You're rubbing shampoo on your fucking on God knows where.
Oh yeah, I
Yikes.
mean, as soon as I've got a lather with whatever's causing the lather, it goes tip to toes, and in all the crevasses, and you hope for the best.
I got a bar of soap, no added chemicals, and
Yeah.
that's all I need for a shower. I shampoo like once every 2 weeks. That's good enough.
I'm one step away from just a hose out back. I
Man,
don't
it's
give
too
a
Awesome.
cold for that. I'm gonna fucking freeze to death. It'll be like ice
True.
splinters going like.
Well,
Well,
we have
gang,
we have gone
I-
over an hour, so
Until
wanna
Yes
bail.
2 arrives, I'm gonna go put jock itch cream on my face.
I would stop doing that.
It was worth it.
Now I have a
for the
question.
giggle.
What is jock itch? I'm just curious. I don't
It's
actually know.
antifungal cream, right?
Clotrimazole. It's
Yeah.
clotrimazole.
There's probably
Clotrimazole.
palm oil in it.
It
Don't
is
do that.
antifungal cream. Yes, I don't know.
Yeah,
Which I
you
just
don't
it
need
was
that.
near.
So like, do
It was
people
in the
get
Kroger.
fungi growing
I grabbed it.
in their jock?
I don't know. My face was dry and itchy, and so I got sick of scratching it. And I remember Matt was talking about creams. I'll grab a cream.
I
I
wasn't
put this
talking
cream
about
on my
creams.
face.
It's a very gentle facial wipe with a cucumber-based solution.
The way this motherfucker just said that. No.
Don't do it.
Rewind the tape.
If you were to like go into my mind for a replay of something, you'd find all the events like drawn in crayon and with like coffee and booze glass stains on the pages. You'd be like, that half of this never happened. What the hell? Glitter? Why?
It's awesome.
Oh man, I remember when I first got my hands on glitter when I was like fucking 5 years old. I got the whole tube. I used every single bit of it.
All right.
Well, I don't want to have you guys shivering with anticipation.
yeah, I knew it. That's why I saluted. So,
This
Andrea,
motherfucker comes in like 30 minutes late and then leaves like 30 minutes early. What's up with that?
30 minutes early. When's it over? 140?
Exactly.
150? Not 150. 1150? God. So bad. I don't know time.
It's that 4 hours a night. It's getting to you.
I mean, time doesn't really matter. You know what I'm bad at? Remembering how old people are. Like in my
How old am I?
family. 28. 27? I mean, if you're 26, you're about to be 27.
No, I'm 27.
Okay, so
But I still look like I'm 26.
heck, how old do I look? Honest.
43
Yeah.
plus 7.
I'm not 50. Almost. I mean, we're like 11 months away. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so like there are people in my family who will get really offended, like, how do you not know how old I am? And I'm like, you tell me why it fucking matters. Right?
Yeah, like I stopped counting years ago. Like the only way I would know how old people are in my family is if I know their birth date. And how often do you like figure out like your cousin's like year of birth or some shit? Like I don't fucking know the year you were born, so I stopped counting. I don't know. Are you 6? That's when I stopped counting. Oh, you don't look 6, so
Yeah. Hold on, I have a clip. Is this it?
Letter Hack's here right now, but I was talking about you in the general chat, Letter Hack. I was like, look at this motherfucker. He's fucking 50 next year, man. I thought I looked young for my age. Man, he looks like he's fucking 33 or some shit. No way Letter Hack's going to be
What am
50,
I-
right? He's a
what is
boy.
that?
He just looks like a boy.
That's $27. You know,
What?
$27?
what the fuck?
Twitch streamer, $27. He was talking about me. He said, I look like a boy. It's just nice to hear it in a Scottish accent.
I thought I was hallucinating for a moment.
You
Who was
haven't
talking to me?
watched $27.
No.
Oh, he's great. You would dig it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm in.
Yeah, he's great. You would like $27. And he's had some very nice things to say about me.
Got to get him on the show.
He was on. He was on.
When?
Gosh, it was early on. I had him on early on.
Well, I got to
An
get him on this
interview.
show, I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure he would do that, but he has a very organized stream. Like his Discord will give him tons of stuff to check out. And then he rolls it all night. And when you know how sometimes you see people's tabs when they're on like, Democracy Now, and then you can look at their tabs. There's like 100 tabs open.
I always like to peep at people's bookmarks. Like, ooh, what kind of fucked up shit you got in there, buddy? Ooh,
Yeah, they're too
I
small.
recognize that one. Don't ask how.
Yeah. What else? Let's see. I never remember anyone's age. I'm basically like, here's the thing. You tell me if you agree. I have this thing where I appear to be a very likable guy. And then when people get to know me, they're immediately annoyed. Like,
I have the opposite, where people perceive me as extremely annoying, but I'm actually a nice person, I promise.
You are. No, people get that though. Oh, but you're saying not right away.
It takes a while. I think I scared off like 5 people from this chat room. They were complaining about me earlier.
Tonight.
Tonight, yeah.
Saying what?
I was too mean. I don't know what I'm talking about. I got a big mouth.
Tonight?
Tonight, yeah. This is what, I was looking at the chat. Someone left saying I was offensive to Christians. Which,
I thought we all were.
yeah, but they singled me out. Like I was, like, what the fuck, man? I thought Christians were supposed to, like, love people that don't like them. Fuck.
Yeah.
I can't imagine like you're a Christian, right? Like I just can't imagine that. And you're watching this show, right? And then some dumb bitch is like, I hate Jesus. And like you actually get like and then you close the stream.
Yeah,
Like, that one,
aren't
that's pretty
so I'm
great.
sitting here thinking like, aren't you supposed to try and win them over? Like, aren't they supposed to try and win you over?
No, I'm not. I'm a lost
Or-
cause. They recognize that it's just a numbers game. Like they're gonna
Oh,
go to
so
another
they-
stream to proselytize.
So they left to forgive you. They're not going
I
to forgive
guess.
you to your face. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I don't go out of my way to make new friends, but I end up with lots of new friends all the time. And it's not something I set out to do, but it happens. What is that called?
Affability.
What's the
I love this
definition?
fucking guy. Can you put up Jason's comment, by the way? We're in the talking to chat portion. I haven't done this in a while. Your opinion is fine. Your uneducated comments are irritating, however.
Go ahead, respond.
That is my response. I'm just laughing.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do comments have to be educated?
I don't think you need to be educated nor educative, but like I don't know, anything I said that is perceived as uneducated about Christianity. I mean, part of me says good, I don't want to know about it, and then part of me says I think you're wrong because I'm pretty sure I'm correct. I'm pretty sure. Anyway,
I think that if there's any such thing as an agenda for Christianity, they are opposed to the LGBTQ community and they see them as someone to take pity on and fix. Fuck that. That's what
see,
I
my
say.
thing is the worst religious people, the best religious people enable their shitty behavior, because when you pretend that Jesus and God and Mary and Joseph are actually like not a big giant fucking joke, like you're giving unnecessary credibility to the people that use that to fuck everyone else over, right? And plus it's also just fucking stupid. Like if you believe that, you're fucking stupid. I don't know what
Okay,
to tell you. I'm sorry,
so-
but
Now, if Christians don't have that agenda and it's just like a vocal minority or something, right? Awesome. No problem. No problem at all. I'm down. You do you. But if part of a religion is meant to be against other people, that gives me a headache right away. It's like, what? It's like your religion should exist for you. And you know, I mean, of course, you know what I'm
like,
saying.
well,
I
I think
just-
people generally they like to outsource like their thinking to other people, you know, like that's why people watch shows like this. They just want to outsource their opinions to people like us. But then also people outsource their like existential like humanity like kind of questions to like really easy stuff like Jesus and God. Like they don't want to think about it. They don't even want to think about thinking about it. They don't even want to think about like looking for someone who's thought about it. They just want to go to like the most comforting junk food garbage because then they don't need to think about it as a pacifier.
But I know a lot of religious people who are like, it's wrong to be against other people and for who they are. And it's wrong to think that people need to be fixed. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, how can you still be part of that religion though?
That's the
Because
part that
aren't you
confuses me.
like changing it? Aren't you kind of reshaping it just for yourself? And really it's like you can be the person that you want to be without the regimented the structure and the hierarchy. And my main problem is when it comes to religion, somebody always has to be the authority. There's always somebody at the top, and whatever they say goes. And I'm like, that's a business. That's just a corporation now.
Well, it's a scam, right? Because they get, tax exemption status. It's just a fucking classic scam.
Yeah. What do you want to do? You want to hang out?
Sure. You want to read the supers? Or wait,
We don't have any.
we don't have any.
Oh, Soul Life gifted 10 memberships in your chat. Wow. That's huge. I gifted
you, Soul Life.
5 in mine.
You gifted
So-
yourself?
Yeah. YouTube.
Can you
gives
put that up on the screen? You gifting yourself?
YouTube lets you gift 10 memberships a month. Free.
For real?
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather Soul Life gift them because then I get paid. So, thank
Well,
you, Soul Life.
The thing is, bring them in and then keep them on the hook.
Yeah, maybe when I start streaming more, I'll do that.
I'm going to do a members live stream Tuesday.
Better be there.
On
Are
those
you still
live-
doing like the shit talking streams where you're just like, and another thing, fuck that guy. Is that?
It's not shit talking. It's a thoughtful critique of one thing that I don't like about all the lefty shows, or like the majority, where I go to YouTube
The
and
what?
all
The
the
majority, huh?
and all the thumbnails are Candace Owen and Ben Shapiro are arguing. And it's like, why are all the shows on the left covering that garbage, right? So anyway, it's stuff like that. Oh, we got some supers coming in here. Let me get over there. Correction, Matt. Episcopalian and Lutherans have openly gay clergy. Not all Christians are LGBTQ. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. Cool. That's I get it. That's fine. But when there's an agenda and it's like, I don't really know if that should be part of your religion or it's your agenda that came just because you're practicing that religion in America and you're Republican and it's politics. I don't know what it is, but fuck it. It's not cool. And so at that point, it's like, if it's this whole thing where it's like, it is my religious right to deny people because of who they are. I'm not buying that. That's not Christianity. I'm not.
My
buying
thing
that.
is like,
That's
what is this
that's
like
what upsets
other
me.
the other
thank you for the
branches
$5
of
bucks.
Christianity like don't make sense to me. So like you have a problem with like the God hates queer people aspect, but everything else is fine. Like you need to make your own offshoot. Like this is like some Bitcoin shit. This is like the crypto scams. They create their offshoot of Bitcoin and then cash in on the dummies. Like that's what this is like. It's just like, so you don't believe in that. And now you're going to create a new scam fork that you're going to like get people to follow your garbage. Like, it's just to me, like, what? It's just bizarre.
Yeah, it gets weird. And you listen to some of these pastors and preachers and ministers and I don't think this is they're not Christian. I forget what it's called, but they're fake and phony. And they say, if you look at slavery in America, and I'm like, hold on a second, why are you talking about this?
Like, that's
where's
the other thing,
American
like,
slavery
why
show up
do
in the
Christians
Bible?
go to church? Like, shouldn't you be spending like a couple hours on Sunday, like going to school? Like, go to like a fucking adult school sesh, Like,
Some
why do you
do
have to
that.
spend that time like getting fucking like gargling fucking garbage by some like fucking leader who's like trying to scam you out of dollars in your time? Like, go take a class, like learn how to fucking bake, do something useful. That's my
Home
opinion.
ec. What do you think about this comment? It's funny that Andrea watches her own shows because she thinks she's funny. That itself is
Well,
funny.
I don't rewatch my own shows because I think I'm funny. That's just something
Because
I
you
happen
know
to
you're
discover.
funny.
Yeah, it's like archaeology. Like I watch it and then it's like, whoa, that's possible?
Do you go back and watch your own speed runs?
Oh, of course. I mean, all the time.
Why not? I watch my speed runs. No, yeah. Look at this elitist bullshit. Laughter. Ridicule.
Yeah, this fucking Jason guy is like, yeah, I criticize schools as if that's like, I'm not allowed to criticize schools. Like, schools are a holy fucking institution. You're not allowed to say that, like, you know, schools teaching you that, like, fucking, the Civil War may have not been about slavery, or schools teaching you that evolution is just a theory, bro. Can't criticize them because they're schools. All hail the government. I pledge allegiance to the flag. Go fuck yourself, Jason. Give me a break.
It's Jason Zeha.
Yeah.
Full name. It's cool. I like
I don't want to
name.
dox anybody here. Yeah, I'm a hypocrite because I don't believe schools are perfect. Got me. You got me. Schools are not perfect.
Is it fair to
Hypocrisy
say?
exposed.
I mean, it's fair to say all our criticism leads to it do better. I think.
I don't want kids to learn about stupid ass fucking garbage like evolution is just a theory, bro. It might not be true. That makes me a hypocrite. I guess you're right. That's true.
Hey,
Can
you
cut
guys
the difference.
take it outside.
Oh, I will. On the blacktop. Gonna play some kickball with this motherfucker.
Flagpole, 3:00.
Flagpole. Oh, Jesus. I tried climbing a flagpole once. I didn't get very far.
Oh. How
But they
far
have
did you
the
get?
ropes, you know?
Oh yeah. Oh, be
It didn't
careful.
work.
Is this recent?
No, this is it's 20 years ago.
I'm fading out here.
You're
No,
fading
no.
out?
Yeah, no amount of caffeine is going to keep me up.
I woke up at fucking 7 o'clock this morning.
So did I.
Yeah. And look at me. I'm yelling at the fucking chat. I'm making people leave. I'm gaining super chats for you, I think. Did you get a super chat? There's
I'm
another
sure.
one that's a super
Oh, I'm sure I
sticker.
did.
That-
I have stuff I have to do. That's all.
Oh, you have stuff you have to do? So 1 minute you're drinking caffeinated vitamin water. Whoa, man, I'm going to be up all night. Woo-hoo!
No, I will be up all
Now-
night. Not because of caffeine.
So you're going to stop the show and then stay up?
Yeah, I got to prepare for interviews next week. I have stuff I got to do because this weekend I
Gotta
have stuff I have to
prepare.
do
So you got
non-work.
so you got interviews next week, and that means you
Yeah.
stop the show now.
I have, and it's funny because I have an interview tomorrow for next week. I'm bringing somebody on the show in a couple of weeks to talk about electoral politics,
Oh, my favorite.
specifically like live races, like current races around the country. It's going to be awesome. And everyone's going to be like, you got who to come on the show? Cool. It's going to be good. I'm going to talk
Nate
about it.
Silver?
No, I'm going to talk about it on my members only live stream, which is Tuesday at 11 a.m. So if you've become a member today, of which there are 10 of you, or if you're already a member, I'll see you Tuesday at 11 a.m. live stream. Of course, you'll be able to go back and rewatch it anytime, but I'm going to talk about exclusive scheduling updates. That'd be cool. And we're going to talk shit about leftist shows.
Oh shit.
And
Can you talk shit about mine? I need someone to talk about me.
and movie review. Oh yeah, no, this week I'm going to be like I'm so sick of leftist shows talking about COVID stuff. And then it'll just be yours cuz you're the only one that
Yeah,
talks
yeah.
about. No, I want to talk about a movie that I talked about on another podcast. I'm going to be on movies versus capitalism.
Didn't you already do that? Or
Well, I
am I in
recorded
a
it.
time machine?
I recorded it, but they haven't published it yet. So I'm going to tell people to go watch the movie. So because it's like it's all spoilers. So you have to have watched the movie. So I'm going to tell people about the movie on Tuesday. And then if they want to go watch it, they can. Otherwise, they'll
Can
kind
you
of be
tell
up
us
to
about the
speed.
movie now?
What's gonna ruin my members only live stream?
Well, I'm gonna be busy on Tuesday, Wednesday, and until the podcast goes. I'm gonna be busy. I got stuff to do,
I could put it in the private chat right now if you aren't gonna spoil
and I'll
it.
leak it. Yeah, I'll leak it.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
God,
This is some fucked up shit, man.
cannot
I have
trust.
like you're so the weekend's gonna come and go, and you're telling us to watch a movie on Tuesday night. What the hell?
No, you can watch it next weekend. The podcast won't be out by then. But
So you recorded this podcast like a month in advance?
they bank episodes.
They bank them?
Yeah, and because they
Do
like
they have a
edit them
loan
and
program?
stuff. It's through the Lever. David Sirota's outfit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know he got into fashion.
Yeah, good one.
Yeah.
The outfit is what they used to call it, like crime organizations. They would call them the syndicate,
Oh man, that's a cool ass word.
and then they started calling them the outfit, or maybe it's the other way around.
Syndicate's way cooler.
Yeah, I think it was the outfit at first. They're like, he's part of the outfit. That's his outfit, and then they go, oh, it's a syndicate. Yeah, syndicate. It's a new one.
I'm a huge fan of syndication.
Jake is saying that's a genius idea. What's genius? I was on the leftist mafia for the first GOP debate, or no, the second GOP debate. Ooh, that was so terrible.
That's not even a real appearance. You got fucking shafted. You
I
got
got-
cocked big time.
I got 100 new subscribers out of it overnight,
Gosh darn.
and I advertised my next interview, which was with Senator Nina Turner. So strategically, it was the exact right time to do it. But yes, they should let me back on there to really shine.
What we got to do is like a super group, you know? Like we just
Oh,
do
cool.
one show with the whole crew here and there. And it's like, you know, it's like Temple of the Dog, you know, but like the leftist podcast version.
Yeah. I wonder. I could do that because what are we talking about? 8 people total? I can have up to 10 on screen at one time.
There you go.
So, and I was just thinking I'm gonna have to renew that service in like February. Ugh. Send me super chats, everyone.
Goddamn begging for nickels
Or-
over here.
This is over. January 31st. We're done here.
Wait, what?
No, I have to renew in February.
So, here's an idea. I think everyone in the chat, including us, should take bets on who the first person to get kicked off of Left Past 10 will be. Because I'm
Do you
betting on
mean-
myself. I think I'm going to be the first person to get kicked off.
Kicked off?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you think we would just not do it? Like
I
if
don't know.
one person, first of all, this is ridiculous. But like, let's say I was getting kicked off. Wouldn't we just like not do it? Would the
Well,
Does
you
it
got to
need to
keep
go
the show
on?
has to go on.
Does it need to go on without the 4 of us? Because what if
Is
2
it a,
people
is
got
it a
kicked
different
off?
show at that point?
Yeah.
Because like this is 2 people and it's the same show.
Well, but we know who's a part of the show, and so there's context.
Anyway, I'm taking bets. If anyone wants to, I'll keep the money, and whoever gets kicked off first, then I will pay the money out. But just give me the money, and I'll collect it for the eventual bets when I pay them out. You remember when the leftist mafia had that fucking Illuminati bitch on that show?
I saw Okay, so I was just kind of like watching the show, like, who is that? I've never seen their stuff. And then all of a sudden there was all this controversy. And I was like, okay. And I haven't seen any of their stuff since. And
Yeah,
maybe they
I
got
like
canceled. I
every
don't know.
once in a while I see like on the YouTube recommended feed like some fucking 6-hour video essay about how like she's like fucking Satan or some shit, you know, and it's like, wow, that's pretty funny. It's very entertaining.
Do you see this?
Am I gonna voluntarily? Are you gonna volunteer ally quit, Andrea?
No, the answer is no.
I will not volunteer ally quit. I will not do that. Now, voluntarily, it's possible.
If it's not obvious that Andrea is having a great time on this show, you're not watching. Right?
This is actually me having a horrible time.
Wow.
I'm
Good
using
for you.
humor to
Good
cope.
for you.
I'm coping right now and seething, for that matter,
Oh.
at the same time. It's like peanut
Okay.
butter and jelly.
Oh. What if I just acted like this the whole time? Okay.
Go on,
Oh.
on, yeah.
How interesting.
Wow.
My.
Tell me more.
I did not know that.
What? Really? Please
This
go on.
is you're blowing my mind right now. It's like you're acting like you're on a children's show, but you're not.
I would love to do a kids show.
Oh?
Like a fucking cartoon, something like that. I would love to do a kids show.
What would the premise be?
Can't reveal it. Someone might steal my idea.
Would it be like a neighborhood thing where there were different characters around the neighborhood, maybe a make-believe
It's-
portion?
I can't go into that kind of detail.
Andrea's not leaving the show. This is stupid. You're going to start rumors. And not
I
getting
love
kicked
starting
off.
rumors. That's the thing, is you need to get people talking about the show in context where your show is not relevant. Like you want
Oh.
people in other chat rooms to go like, "Oh, did you hear this?" You want someone in Discord servers that you've never heard of to go like, "I heard this thing. Does anyone know anything about that?" Because that's how that's how you build the hype.
Andrea got to pull an Olay.
I don't know what that means.
That would mean leave and do your own show, which you've already done. You've already done your own
She
show.
left left this show.
Yeah. Well, okay,
Oh.
so that was also
I missed that
because
whole thing.
there was a lot of hate directed toward her. It was outright racism. Yeah, it was really uncool.
I haven't watched an episode of the Leftist Mafia since the one where I was on because I feel like they really fell off after that.
I mean, they had me on, so you're kind of right.
I didn't want to say it, but it's true.
The funnest part of that was it was just Bender and I at the end doing the super chats. And that was fun. Because I feel like he and I get along well, you know? I mean, it's kind of,
Well, yeah,
It's, like,
now
not
that you're
difficult.
sober, you have a lot to talk about with him.
look at that. Show off.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, let's wrap this up.
Didn't you... Wasn't there... Starts with a D.
Holy, holy, holy Trump, God of power, God of might, heaven and earth are filled with your glory. How was that?
Is this thing on?